Hey guys, I'm Jay, and today we're looking at a damn handsome Maxace Balance. What we'll do is we'll quickly run through what I do and don't like. And now make sure that you guys stick around until the end because I will be displaying the full specs for you. All the possible measurements you could possibly need. How about we go ahead and start out with some size comparisons. So let me bring in a couple other knives. Spyderco Enduro 4. Do another one. Spyderco PM2. How about a Benchmade? The Freak. And Steel Wheel Modus. Let's bring in another one. And the Kershaw Skyline, of course, and probably a knife that most resembles the Balance. One of my all-time favorite knives in my collection, by the way, the Viper Vox Fortis. So here's what I like. First and foremost, the blade profile, specifically how wide that is, really attracted me to this knife. And I did take a measurement and it's 1.17 inches, so from the blade spine to the sharpened edge. And that's going to be S35 VN blade steel, also very, very good stuff. The blade length, it's about 3.6 inches, and that to me is a really good size. 3.75 is about the max for me, the largest blade that I would go with. The handle's 4.6 inches, so giving the Balance just an incredible blade to handle ratio. I like the stonewash finish for hiding a little bit of wear and tear, and I enjoy a classic drop point with a full flat grind. Now, do you notice there are absolutely no thumb studs on here to interfere with cutting? Good to see. Decent blades thickness, 3.5 millimeters. There is a forward finger choil, which I always appreciate, and the flipper tab. Pretty darn small, wouldn't you say? Now, the strong detent coupled with the ball bearing pivot give the Balance just incredible action. I mean, I try to get this to fail, but it does not matter. As light as I push, it still builds up all that force because of the detent, and the blade comes just like flying out. Now, the inset liner lock keeps the handle thickness down to around 0.50 inches, which is good. Now, I usually like a knife with a closed width under 1.5 inches, and the Balance comes in at 1.46, so that's good. It does have open construction, which is nice because now I don't always have to like fully take this apart to clean it. And did you notice there's only 2 body screws? Yes. Keeps just a really nice, clean, I don't know, uncluttered appearance. Now, the traction from these G10 scales is really, really good. Really good. Even though there's no jimping, it's not necessary with this knife. Why don't I bring in the scale so we can go ahead and get a weight on this? All right, let's see about how many ounces this thing is going to weigh you down. Very nice, very nice. 4.2 ounces, which is going to be roughly the equivalent of, well, almost exactly the equivalent to 5 AA batteries, which really is pretty good when you consider that this knife overall is 8.25 inches long. And now my last like being the price. $119. You know what? Let's just round it up. 120 bucks. which I believe is very fair for you're getting a ball bearing pivot, S35 VM blade steel, G10 scales, and a decent weight on top of all that. Now we got to go ahead and get into the bad. My first issue with the Balance is the detent. Now, you remember when I just said that I really like a very strong detent, but this one is ridiculously strong to the point that I am not able to use the thumb studs for deployment. I'm just trying to get it. Oh, geez, there we go. I mean, on the positive side, you know, you're not going to be able to shake this guy open, but the detent is just way, way too strong. Now that finger choil, the forward finger choil, it's nice that there is one, but it's a little on the small side. If you guys can see that, yeah, I can kind of feel potentially you could cut yourself there if you do go to use it. I don't know why they didn't make it just a little bit larger. That would have been great. Now, of course, the clip that you see here is not the standard stock clip that comes on the Balance. This is the clip that it comes with. Let me see if I can go ahead and get it on there so you guys can see kind of how this would ride in the pocket. Right about there. Well, you guys get the idea. So yeah, you're looking at, yeah, about that much would be sticking out of your pocket. I mean, it's not terrible, but I don't like it. And especially since now this is going to be just, it's going to be tip up only, but also, come on guys, righties only as well. Thanks a lot. Now, my next issue, this is really, really minor, but it's something that bothers me, and so I gotta mention it. I really wish that they would have used a contrasting color here on the back spacer. Just a little bit of color, because let's face it, I mean, this isn't the most exciting looking knife. Now, I am still kind of undecided regarding the scales, and that, I don't know, almost looks like a faux, like tree bark kind of texture. You know, I don't know yet if I like it or not. I'm still kind of undecided, and I've been toying around with the idea of maybe sanding this down to make it a little smoother, but I don't know. I don't want to jack up the knife, that's for sure. Now, it makes perfect sense, well, to me anyway, that I really like this knife, especially when you consider the other knife that it really, really closely resembles. Again, the Viper Vox Fortis. The thumb holes, the overall size. I mean, the belly is a little more forward on the Fortis. This is more of a traditional kind of drop point shape. So I would say, yeah, for 120 bucks, why not? Go ahead. Get it. I mean, even with the detent troubles, gosh, this thing is so close to being like in my top 5 out of my collection. It's frustrating because of that detent. I just really wish that they could have had that dialed in just a little bit better. Now, make sure, don't go away. I'm going to throw up the full specs for you guys on the screen here in just a second. And remember, guys, click on that subscribe button, especially if you're looking for knife reviews that get right to the point. Thanks, you guys, for stopping by, and I will see you at the next video. You guys take care.